Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of WWX, that is Wrestling with Xotics. I am Think I Need a Fiji Water, that is.
Franchise Jerry, you already know what's going on, man.
And today we're going to be breaking down AEW Forbidden Door. This is their second annual pay-per-view where they cross-promote between AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling. And it took place in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Now, I've personally been in Canada, and they're a great crowd. They're really interactive. The fanfare is huge. This Toronto crowd was great, and to kick the show off, we had MJF taking on Tanahashi. Now, this match was funny as fuck because MJF walked to the ring in a robe that said New Japan is an indie, which is completely hilarious because New Japan's been around this long as WWE, and they're not an independent promotion at all. And it offered some legends like Shinsuke Nakamura, who's currently still on the WWE roster. So it's just funny watching him keep up this slogan of how he's better than everybody and they're below him. This match, I didn't really care for like that. And I feel like he only did it because it feeds into like the storyline he was trying to run from him, but then he just agreed to do it. And the fact that he wasn't at last year's Forbidden Door. So it's like...
And it helps that he has another title defense because, like, bro, 200 days and you've barely defended that shit? You haven't even defended it 5 times.
I think 5. I think it's this one might have made 5.
I think
6.
This one was 4 because on our last show we were talking about it was only 3 actual defenses. He's had 4 title matches, but the first one was him winning the title, and the last 3 was the defenses.
Yeah, he had Yeah. And I want to say he faked defending against somebody that was a lame that he knew he could beat real quick and talk some shit about. But yeah, it does help. Anyway. Tanahashi's disgusting bow legs did play a factor in this match. He looked weathered and broken down. He couldn't keep up with MJF. And MJF put him out of his misery with his Dynamite Diamond ring. And at the same time, I feel like Tanahashi, he is currently the never openweight 6-man tag team along with Okada. And I feel like he's doing these 6-man matches because his body can't keep up like that. But after seeing this one-off, because I saw him last year do the main event with John. He's broken down even more, bro. He needs to take some time off to recuperate so he can better perform.
I mean, to be honest, like, I seen little glimpses of it, but I didn't think it was that severe. And I think that this match kind of made MJF lose some cool points as champion because he broken down. You know that you're better than him, but yet you still was running from him at one point to where he had to goat you back into the ring. And on top of that, you had to use the Dynamite ring to cheat to beat an indie guy. Like, come on now. Like, yeah, he's definitely a piece of shit. I'm just like, bro, if these niggas is indie like that, then why you got to cheat to win? You should be cool enough to handle them on your own, right? You want to be the man and imitate the man, Ric Flair and all that shit, but you don't ever want to win like a man.
And you want to come on the mic and be like, why not? Why do I got to win? Why do I got to win by your standard?
It's like...
But I get what you're saying. It's feasible, but it's at the same time, like I said, at this point, MJF's run, I was alluding to off camera, the fact that all the stuff that you say is left off his ring to do, this is the time for him to start doing it. He's going to be pushed to different lengths. He's going to start wrestling in Collision. He already made his first ever Rampage debut. It was 4 years the company's been in long.
Yo, he had me cracking up when he was talking to Tony Schiavone. He was all, because Tony Schiavone told him that he's going to be tagging with Adam Cole. He was like, what are you, some type of pervert? He's like, what do you want to see me wrestle every week? What the fuck?
He's like, that's not my thing, and that's what I love. For those who don't know, that's MJF's gimmick. His gimmick is the non-wrestling wrestler who's good as fuck at wrestling when he's in the ring.
Pretty much like 2008 Miz.
Yeah.
2009 Miz.
I don't want to say that because Miz was trying to not wrestle and he wasn't as good. He's great now. He developed the skill. But
I mean, the Miz was trying so hard to not wrestle, bro. It ended up making everybody eventually respect him because he had to really break it down. Nigga, why do you think I'm here every week? I don't get injured. I have my wife come in and do what she's supposed to do, and then I finesse you. I'm not getting injured. I'm not getting hurt. I'm coming out here cutting these great promos, and I'm beating your favorite wrestlers all the time. So you got to respect me. That's what he was telling Daniel Bryan. Like, nigga, who's you playing with? You got a broken fucking neck. You can't even be here every week. Like, bro, that's why I look at him and The Miz as just like so the same. As different as they are, the base is very much alike.
They rub people the wrong way.
Yes, and they disrespect people, and they run in their matches, and they cheat to win, and they're good at talking shit, and sometimes backing it up.
Yes. I see similarities, but I still feel like overall, pure wrestling, not anything else.
I don't know, bro. Have you seen the Miz's recent matches lately, bro?
Seth and Cody, and he had a better one with Seth and Cody.
Yes,
I'm gonna be honest.
And he had a decent match with Tommaso Ciampa, I like how, I'm not trying to get into Raw, but I like how he came out and he whooped Tommaso Ciampa's ass for doing him bad last week. He's like, nigga, you are not him, bro. I'm him. I made you. He really did him bogus, bro. We've seen the Miz come out and ambush people all the time, but that one was a little different. That was different. That was like, bro, you know I'm better than you, and you know I made you type shit. Okay. Bro, you can't tell me him and MJF ain't one and the same.
MJF and him are one and the same in some type of facets. Like you said, they're able to cut the promo, able to rub people the wrong way, not only the audience, but the people, their coworkers.
And you could tell MJF is holding back. I feel like the Miz be holding back too, just because they like, we rather just cheat the win.
You can tell MJF is holding back all the time. That's why I know it took me a while, because when you used to say like, oh, he's not wrestling, I'm like, bro, it's like it's hard for me to like justify it because you're not seeing it. But I've watched him throughout the years when he didn't have segments and he was just on Dynamite Wrestling or just with one-offs and then cut a first little promo. I'm like, this thing is really nice in the ring. I'm like, why is he Cody? He's fake Cody's prodigy, but the nigga's so nice that he wouldn't let niggas call him that or like let that really be protruded. You get introduced to him as Cody's friend, but really you see him do the crossroads, nigga. He know Cody just gave him what he needs to know, and he can't do that because he's so close and Cody left. So he'll nudge like, oh, Adam and Punk. I watch them all the time, but I know for sure like he studies the greats, bro. So for him saying that, and if you go through on MJ's Instagram, he leaves all his posts up. He doesn't delete anything, refresh it. So you can see that he's been studying wrestling for years. It's like his whole character and gimmick, he's kind of made it like this. So you can't tell which one is Maxwell Jacob Freeman and which is the actual Maxwell that's not a wrestler outside this shit. And I love that because it's been so hard. I've been having a hard time finding a wrestler in any promotion that makes me genuinely feel like how I used to watch wrestling growing up as a kid. Like you feel like John Cena doesn't do anything.
Bro, LA Knight don't do that for you?
Only LA Knight too. That's it. That's why I support him, because he keeps it going outside the ring. They're like, you don't know who's the real who. Like, you know what I mean?
Before we switch topics, who would win in a match for a world title? MJF or LA Knight?
MJF, bro, no question.
Yeah, you think so?
MJF's a fucking bro. MJF could literally, I see him he could be a prodigy. He could literally be a wrestler and grow old with the business and be actual legit William Regal. Nigga, like back it up.
So you're saying MJF is a better wrestler than LA Knight for sure?
For
sure. That's all I just needed.
Did you see him fight to catch that? Did you see him do the fucking high flying backflip, land on his feet, and continue to, nigga? That nigga can wrestle. If he
but how you be hyping up LA Knight is why I had to ask that question.
And he strictly entertains me.
I'm about the wrestling aspect. I want to know who that good wrestler is.
MJF entertains me, but at the same time, because of like when someone's ready to be like, well, you suck, I can quickly help him. You haven't seen him wrestle. That's why you're saying that. You saw him in that suit and him running, and you talk shit. Wait till the bell rings, and he knows he has to perform. Nigga doesn't. He shits on everybody in the ring with him. I literally watch him carry the people, and I watch him carry all of them. So like, watch the pillars now. Now, since he's put Jungle Boy in that main event actual spot, this nigga's already turned heel. Well, we're gonna spoiler if you guys don't know, he's about to turn heel. Then you got Darby over here cutting promos left and right because Max had him talking, and he's like, that nigga kind of was exposing me. And you got Sammy over here. He's gonna turn on Jericho because he's like, nigga, Max don't need nobody. Max said that to my face. I'm doing it by myself. The nigga that thought he helped me, I exposed him and stuck it to him and all his little pansies. Because I beat John for it, then I beat fucking Bryan the next thing. So I'm like, yeah, we're on some new shit. So
if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Sammy have wins over Chris Jericho as well?
I believe so, bro.
That's why I feel like he won't turn on Jericho. I feel like he'll just stop fucking with Jericho.
That's what I meant too, but yeah.
I don't see them having like a feud or anything, but I can definitely see Sammy like, yeah, bro, I'm not rocking with you like that no more. Up next, we got Saratoshi and CM Punk for the Owen Cup tournament. Man, I gotta be honest. CM Punk looked great in this match. At one point, he even did the Hogan leg drop just to show you how good he was feeling in that match. And thanks to his new build, it was clear as day that he was more durable and he's here to stay. He was doing all the showboating. He looked like his normal self again. He also just looked like he was very in tune with himself. I mean, his opponent, Satoshi, he put on a great fight and was able to uplift Phil to where we do believe him eventually being able to compete for world titles again. So my hat off to him. But at the end of the day, like CM Punk was the highlight of the show. He was even doing push-ups after the match. How often do we see CM Punk do push-ups?
He's trying to show I'm durable.
Ever. Like, he's not only that, bro, but he's showing you, like, I got this new confidence in me. Like, because of this new build, I have belief that I can do anybody here bad. I feel like CM Punk feels like everybody in the back is inferior to him. I feel like he's always felt like that, but now that he's built like this, I feel like he believes that even more. And we're about to start seeing it more and more each week.
I believe that as well. That was a great match to return to pay-per-view for Punk. From him returning to Collision to now, I see great things. I don't see him slowing down anytime soon. But like you said, I want to see the gradual build. I don't want to see him rush or sped into anything because that was what the first mistake was. And I know people are going to say, well, no, he wrestled Darby, then he wrestled Kingston, then he wrestled such and no. I was like, oh, that was cool. He should have kept having those matches that weren't for championships, these legible competition. Because as soon as they put that belt on him, he started carrying and trying, or like even in talks about that shit, he started carrying himself a little different.
But those matches were risky. Right, but those matches was what was tearing him down, bro.
Exactly.
I agree with you. He should have kept having those matches, but at the same time, he should have been working on his body. Because if you would have been working on your body at the same time, maybe you wouldn't have had to take so much time off.
Yeah, because you tore the peck off the bone and shit like that. So it's just
exactly, bro.
The collarbone just fucked. You know, I just want you to be the best CM Punk you could possibly be, and that is a healthy, bulked up, bald Phil. So don't grow your hair back at all.
What? I low-key like Phil with the hair, man. I ain't gonna lie. But I also don't mind him bald. But I think the reason why I don't like him bald as much with hair is because he got that evil villain hairline, bro. He got that V shape, that Vegeta. You know? So, and I don't really like that. It kind of make him look like a GTA character, like from GTA 5. Niko Bellic. He looked like one of them Russian characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like with him, he needs to be bald because, like how you were saying, how you don't like the elite on the other hair on the shoulders. I feel like also made him cut his shit.
He ain't gotta have it that long. That's like, I feel like
because he had it,
like that cool little Cena crew cut.
He had the crew cut. I remember he had the short little like fade, and he had his hair coming down right here. And I feel like he had that beef with the elite, and he's just seen all of them. He's like, I'm going bald. Fuck all of them. I'm a punk. I'm a punk rocker. Fuck all these motherfuckers.
I ain't gonna lie though, bro. This new look is very much appropriate for CM Punk right now, though, because he just looks like he ain't for the fuck around. Like, you can't play with him at all. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when CM Punk go bald, he ain't fucking with nobody.
He's ready to win. He's ready to host and make some records.
He's dead ass. I don't know what it is, but when that man cut his hair, like, he switched it into a different gear, and he has a whole different aggression in the ring.
This is my last question in regards to CM Punk and the whole Cup tournament. I don't want Punk to win, but who do you think will win the whole Cup?
I want to see Samoa Joe win this because I feel like something is just missing from this title reign that he has with this Ring of Honor championship. But at the same time, I really wouldn't mind seeing Ricky Starks win, or I wouldn't mind seeing Roderick Strong win. I feel like also Roderick Strong deserves it just as much or more than Samoa Joe, just because he's new and I don't think he's ever got his just due. I mean, he was North American champion on NXT for a long ass time, but he was never able to get to that world heavyweight championship picture. Never. You know what I mean? So I would love to see him win this cup and then that catapult him into that picture, like where Adam Cole can be like, yeah, well, I'm decorated in this sense, so that's why I deserve it. Roderick Strong could be the same way. And if not Roderick Strong, again, Ricky Starks, because Ricky Starks isn't a pillar of AEW, but he's definitely
next best thing.
Yes, he's a top player in AEW, and a lot of people look at him as better than MJF and couldn't believe when he lost to MJF. So this could also catapult him into the right direction.
Definitely.
How about you?
I want Roger Strong to win it just because he was one of the last members trained by the Heart Dungeon, and he, like you said, never got his just due in WWE or any promotion he's been in. Like, he's always been that great workhorse. But yeah, Roger's always going to be there, so we can just wait to put the championship that's major on him and don't. And I don't.
And that's kind of what they do with Bryan Danielson. Oh, he's always going to be there. This wrestling shit is in his blood, so we can just hold him and do whatever we want.
We could just use him to legitimize other wrestlers.
Exactly. And that's why Bret Hart wasn't fucking with Shawn Michaels going over him. He's like, bro, I'm a real wrestler. That's that sports entertainment shit. Nobody's going to really believe that shit over a real wrestler. Like, I don't play around with this craft shit. Like, you know what I mean?
He's not better than me.
Exactly. And you're letting somebody that's going out here making jokes of this shit go over on me?
He's a cokehead. He's a cokehead pill popper, and he already beat me at fucking the Iron Man 60-minute match at WrestleMania. Why do I have to go out and lose to him? But, you know, Bret was going to WCW, so they just had to home. I just have to talk about AEW International Championship, Orange Cassidy taking on Zack Sabre Jr., the New Japan Television Champion, taking on Shibata, the Ring of Honor Pure Champion.
Yes, sir.
Going on with Daniel Garcia, no championship. But he was looking to gain some gold. He was on the brush shoulders with the gold, man. Now, I personally have to give all respect to Orange Cassidy because he did retain the championship. He found a way to do it once again against some tough competition because personally, my favorite wrestler in this match is Zack Sabre Jr. I was first exposed to Zack Sabre Jr.'s in-ring work last year for Forbidden Door when he took on Claudio Castagnoli, and I feel as though he was the perfect opponent to really display Claudio's technical ability and at the same time him to use his power because Zack is over 6 feet. So, and he's legible competition no matter what. Now, that being said, he is the inaugural New Japan Television Champion. And these matches that he's been having, bro, they're 15-minute time limits, and he's been basically getting people to tap out. He's been outclassing these people. So, he's
I know Saban is no slouch.
Yeah, he's no slouch. So, he's my favorite technical wrestler. Like, I like him. I like watching him better than Daniel Bryan because he's just a little bit more fluid. Because Daniel's had some seizures, he's had some real injuries where it's even a miracle he's even still able to compete in the ring. So this is not a knock on him. Zack is just, he's technical to the degree of like, he's safer than Daniel Bryan, but he's just as, if not more lethal. Because the way he wrings your neck with his feet, the way you think you got him in a move, he puts his foot like this, he got you, now he's standing on your foot, he got your other hand up here, he's twisting it like this. Now he puts it right here. He's standing on both your hands. Now he's looking at you, laughing, posing like this, and he's laughing at you. He doesn't even get. There's not even a chance where there's people able to really counter him. It's when he lets you go and you're able to really maneuver yourself. Because once he has you in a hold, you're in a fucking hold. I ain't seen no one really be able to like really stretch out of it unless he's been doing like fucking around too much. You know what I mean? So I definitely want to see him 1-on-1 versus Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy needs legible competition like that because you don't want to just see Orange Cassidy's greatness wasted on some just whatever talent or just, like he's way greater than that.
He's a GOAT for sure.
He's way greater than that. My thoughts on this match, I don't think this match should have even happened. Orange Cassidy never even has storylines that lead into his matches. They're all just random fades. Like, that's why I feel like, in my opinion, he's the greatest champion that we've got right now in this era of champions in 2023. Cassidy always defends his belt under any and every condition. He has had way more title defenses than MJF and Roman Reigns. I'm just extremely proud of him because, I've been a fan of Orange Cassidy from the very jump. So seeing him get his just due and ascend to the top, it's just great to watch. And I know when he loses this shit, it's going to be to someone who really deserves it. And hopefully that's Swerve Strickland.
Yes.
It needs to be Swerve Strickland.
It needs to be him. They're pushing for Roosh, but I need it to be Swerve.
It needs to be Swerve Strickland because you guys aren't going to give him an AEW belt. Other than that,
Won't.
You just won't. Let's just keep it a stack, all right? And I don't mind Cassidy losing because that means he's going to be thrusted into the AEW world title picture.
Yeah.
And I know he's going to win at his first go. When Cassidy gets there, it's not going to be one of those things where he just lose and then got to wait for his turn again to get built
up.
Win it
first time.
He's going to win it first go. First go.
Because he's like, you think you can't fuck with me? You think you fuck with me? Then Bryan Danielson wants to wrestle
Bro,
me.
I tell you all the fucking time. Where else are you going to see a gimmick like this? This gimmick is probably one of the greatest gimmicks in all of wrestling history because he's coming out here on some extra chill shit. And doing moves with his hands in his pockets.
And successfully.
And winning championships. And not only winning championships, but having long dominant reigns. Like he's had that first championship so long, they had to give him another one. They gave him another one. Okay? And now he's held this belt for so damn long. You like, yo, like, so yeah, man. Orange Cassidy, he really the go to this shit, man. Shout out Cass.
I think he's definitely gonna be a future AEW World Champion. And it's like he's gonna be the opposite of MJF's reign.
Oh yeah.
That's why you have to have MJF.
Because he's gonna take on
whatever. Because he's not gonna get in a war of words with you. Like and then when whoever does get him to do that, that's gonna be legendary shit.
Right. And Cassidy's so cool because he don't go looking for people.
Yeah, they always come.
They go looking for him. Yeah. Like he don't go fucking with nobody. Anytime somebody's brought up to him, he's all like, "Oh, I gotta go against him tonight. All right, I'll see you in the ring.
Yeah,
be there."
Yeah.
And sometimes before the opponent can even ask for the match, he's all like, "Wait, let me guess. You want a match?
All right,
I'll see you
and destroy him.
Come on now,
brutalize him."
Like, bro, come on, man. That's all I'm trying to say. Cassidy, like Booker T would say, he got that dog in him. Up next, I got Jungle Boy getting embarrassed by Sonata and turning on Hook, thinking that Hook is going to be a lighter fade. And I promise you, Jungle Boy, he's not. I told you from the jump, I didn't want Hook tag teaming with this dude. What makes Jungle Boy different from any other competitor that Hook has gone against to where you want to befriend him? I thought that was dumb. Because at that time, Jungle Boy had just lost to motherfucking MJF, right? So it's all like, bro, you're thirsty for spotlight. And Hook gets that pull. And you thinking, oh, if I go tag with Hook, everybody go like me more and start rooting for me. But no, bro, you still get that lukewarm chant. Like, nobody gives a damn about you. And on top of that, when you turned on Hook, you thought it was still going to get you a pull, but it didn't. Niggas was just like, bro, you's a hoe. Can you just get off the screen already? We knew you was going to do that. Like, you just too thirsty.
I called it. I said he going to turn on him after he lose. He going to snap. Because he's tired of that shit. He tired of being a bum nigga. He tired of Christian Cage being right. He tired.
That shit is just going to lead to him getting embarrassed twice.
Yeah, because Hook gonna
not only by Sonata, but by Hook. and bro, after everything that Hook has been going through, bro, Hook defends his belt almost as much as Orange Cassidy. So that means he's got hella ring experience. And as a champion, something that Jungle Boy has never been a part of or know nothing about.
He's only been a tag team champion, not the same.
So that's how we know Hook ain't giving it up like that. And if he do, that means Jungle Boy had to do some hoe ass shit in that match to make him give it up.
Yeah, because his credibility not built like that. And I'm so interested to see how he goes. I feel like he got to cut his hair. Cut your hair.
Oh, yeah, he got to definitely cut his hair, bro.
Cut your hair. I don't want to see you in no ponytail.
You're a grown-ass man calling yourself Jungle Boy with this fucking hair coming out looking like a man-child. Nobody is going to fucking ever believe you're getting over on shit.
Grow your facial hair out. Pause and just be normal. Because this clean shaven, I do the right thing when no one's looking. Now you've just shown us you are
Hell no,
bad.
you look like Hyde's rapist ass from the '70s show.
Yeah,
that's what he looked like, but just like a child version.
Yeah, them thick ass sideburns. You need to do better, boy.
I swear.
You gotta chop them down. You need to go to a black barber, bro, and tell him to make you look normal.
No cap. Imagine you come out with some waves, bro. Bro, you come out with some waves looking like LaMelo Ball, like early.
Come out with some waves, some chrome heart pants, denim, or some like denim, some hot fire denim, and some jeans. He's like, I'm tired of that bullshit. This is real Jack.
Yeah, bro. Real Jack. Maybe throw some vape on or something. I don't know. Like, change the game up, bro. You gotta
be different.
Change the whole game up, bro. Like,
you're a technical wrestler. Just have some swag, Jack. You better be wearing loose ass shit with tassels on it,
bro. No way in hell Bryan Danielson should be more swaggy than you.
That's crazy because he is.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Daniel be coming out in some stepdaddy fits and be blowing Jungle Boy's fits out the water. Like,
Daniel come out there looking like he had to go to a PTA meeting, but he might be able to not have enough time to get a jog in.
Exactly, and have to whoop a nigga ass too on that jog.
He be wearing that sports attire that I be seeing in like the men's section at Macy's, but I don't be thinking that shit legible. But I'm like, oh, Daniel, fuck with that shit. So it must be real athletic attire. It must be vegan or some shit. Why he fuck with it? So yeah, so he be wearing shit like that. I think Daniel put some shoes on, and I was like, nigga, I thought lame niggas wear that. I guess not.
No.
I guess not. Daniel's not lame. So
yeah, so that should tell you off the rip, Jungle Boy, you fucking up. That's why the crowd ain't appealing to you, bro. When was the last time they made a Tarzan movie? Animated. Or, hell, a live action one that was actually good. Like, come on now. Like, it's 2023. You're a grown-ass white man talking about you Jungle Boy in wrestling on one of the top wrestling promotions in the game right now. Are you kidding?
Stuff.
And you're supposed to be a world champion? Are you drunk? Like, imagine him with the AEW belt. Imagine him going over MJF.
He could never. That's why MJF would never let him
go.
That's why MJF.
If he ever went over MJF, Tony Khan would be immediately drug tested after the show, okay? What was you smoking or what was you snorting that made you decide on that?
I can't even tell you, like, bro, honestly, Jungle Boy is just not. That's why MJF forced him into this corner, bro. Loki, MJF, like I said in those promos earlier, he cut into all of them to make them better, to step it up. Because once he said what he had to say with being in that program with them, what do you see an increase? Jungle Boy's going heel now. Darby's cutting more promos, speaking freely. And Sammy is showing that he.
But nobody give a fuck about what Darby be saying.
No, because he be saying he be speaking for niggas who are losers.
Hell yeah,
he be speaking for the niggas that don't believe in themselves. I don't like niggas like that because he give you that fake false hope that you can go around and do whatever you want, and you don't necessarily need to worry about if it's the right thing,
bro. And he come out in booty shorts and spandex. And he ride a skateboard.
And that's the message he's giving out.
He looked like Pink's little brother. Bro. He literally looked like a version of Pink's little brother coming out on a skateboard, hella gothic, in these booty shorts and tights. Are you kidding?
Bro.
You supposed to go over MJF? Are you kidding me?
I'm going to tell you right now. Like,
Sammy Guevara is the only one that actually could. Yeah, that can actually do that. And he actually has some good attire. Don't make him look weird and shit.
But I just really, when it comes down to it, I'm like, people gonna think maybe is it because he said, like, no. If you come out saying you can believe in yourself and people always doubt you, I will get behind you and be able to be like, yeah, that's cool, pause. But it's not, you can't be saying that and then portraying yourself like that, because you portray yourself like a cretin. Right. You portray yourself like an undesirable. In the establishment.
And you looking thirsty too. He looking real thirsty. Thirsty for a win, spotlight, approval.
To just show like you can make it.
Thirsty.
It's like a crack whore. It's like a real crack whore for attention. Like, look, we can do it. We can do it.
Right.
Like, no. If you really see, that's my point. If you were somebody that just of that nature, like winning and shit, you wouldn't really be clamoring and having to have to say that shit because you expecting that's the bare minimum for you to just be winning and shit like that. And then he be saying shit that make me feel like how he's putting it out there like he's gonna climb Mount Everest or attempt to. Why? Like, okay, you want that gratification from me? Oh my God, Darby's gonna climb Mount Everest. He's a badass. No. You don't care about yourself. You want to throw yourself to prove something that bad. That is scary. MJF has already proven 10 times more than you, and he's seen a tenth of you on the screen.
Right. So and he ain't had to go to the same lengths.
I see you kill yourself against Jeff Hardy. Through a whole ladders. He jumped off a 20-foot ladder through a table, a bed of chairs.
Thirsty.
And he still ain't been the AEW World Champion. No. So I support Max. Switching gears, man. Jungle Boy, you need to learn from this losses. You're not really ready for the main event. That's in two promotions you lost the main event, bro, for the World Championship. Mm-hmm. So I think he needs to lock in fully with this heel turn, bro. There's no going back. You can't waver. It can't be a half-ass heel turn. You know what that would mean? We'll tune him out completely.
Yep. And you'll just fade to black.
Like Sean Spears.
Right.
Ty Dillinger for the old WWE heads. He can win 10 matches straight. He's in the toilet. He's done. His character's finished. For the next matchup for Forbidden Door, we had the BCC taking on the Elite. And it would end in the Elite picking up the much-needed victory coming off their loss at the Anarchy in the Arena match just at their last pay-per-view, Double or Nothing.
I don't understand that, bro. The BCC is consistently wrestling on every fucking wrestling promotion that AEW has to offer. I see them on Dynamite, Rampage, Collision.
And New Japan.
How did they lose this match?
I don't know, but it was Wheeler who lost, so they won't be happy. Wheeler will be suffering. He would have to do more training.
And he just won at the last pay-per-view, right?
Yeah. So
I don't understand that. How did they just stack up all these wins and then lose to the Elite who've been just backstage sneak this and CM Punk talking shit to other wrestlers? Like, they ain't really been on shit. They ain't wrestled. I can't even tell you the last match they wrestled as a whole in. Well, the last match that I can actually remember them wrestling as a whole in, they lost to the Lucha Death Triangle. So what the fuck is going on?
I don't know, but Hangman he won his last time because he wrestled against Jon Moxley. So I feel like that plays into the stipulation of him allowing them to win. Wow, because if it was just them, Hangman's their edge. They need him because he can get down and get physical. He's ready to kill some shit. Not saying that Matt and Nick are not aggressive too, but Matt will get exploding shoe, but Nick is the more athletic one who does most of the heavy lifting when it comes to the in-ring work. But I feel like this match is heavily needed for the Elite because otherwise it'd be too much of a overkill. Like the Blackpool Combat Club clearly is more physical, so that's why you were like, "What the fuck?" You're expecting them to walk all over them.
Yeah, and they should just have more match experience because of how much they've been wrestling together as a group and tag teams. But if you think about it,
low key, the Blackpool Combat Club showed out last time at the Anarchy Arena match, so. Because they're wrestlers, they're professionals, right? And they had a match that was basically an amateur match. You can do whatever you want, and they took it to them, got violent as fuck. So I'm expecting great things from maybe things gonna capitalize or continue to All In Wembley.
Yeah, and I feel like if AEW's goal was to highlight Japanese talent, they did a bad job because not a lot went over if they wasn't in a tag team match.
Not at all. Yeah, it's not that. We giving you the spotlight, but you can't come beat it.
Right. That's what I was thinking about for Bryan Danielson's match. Because I'm like, he did it up. He did it bad. We'll talk more about that in a second.
Yeah, definitely. But as far as this match goes, it did everything what I needed it to do because for having Eddie Kingston and Ishii, who are like, they're controllable but uncontrollable factor. They're in their own realms, intertwining with each other, but at the same time, they don't give a fuck about what they're leading in the BCC has going on. They just want a good fight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not a fan of Eddie Kingston. I am just because his promo work is pretty good, and he has.
He just reminds me of a drug addict every
but
time.
But
Like
he has the respect. That's exactly, bro. But he has the respect of these wrestlers, bro. That's what one thing I would looked at him as a joke, but I'm like, okay, bro, I gotta look past your build for all that shit. John respects you. John Moxley respects you.
I feel like it's just because of what he used to be on when he was younger and probably built different. But
no,
like
he's
now
like
that
pretty much the same because he always mentions like why you because some guys like he hates Claudio. Because Claudio always looked at him like you don't never take this shit seriously. Like that's why he's like, why you be with this scumbag? Because Claudio always make fun of him, like, why you make fun of me? Why? Because I like ice cream? Because I always like an extra donut or something? Like what's the big deal, bro? I like to eat. So I can't be one of the guys? You always looked at me like I was never. You know, so I see it as like that's some truth to that. Like he got a chip on his shoulder because he is insecure. But at the same time, Eddie is like I see he got respect of like Ishii, Suzuki, all these international. I'm like, you're not a joke. You're really not. Like, you know, like as much as I could try to laugh you off, you're in your craft, you're respected.
It's because how he depicts himself today. Like he literally looks like a recovering drug addict.
Even when he
that be going to those little drug classes and shit and be having to speak up. Like that's how you sound like when you're on the mic. Like you're in one of those drug classes.
He's like, you know, bro, it's so funny. He came on to cut a promo on Rampage and he put on a shirt. He said, "Excuse me." He put on my shirt. He's like, "I had too much ice cream. I just had surgery." This is like, bro, he's insecure about because he knows he's even more out of shape. So I'm just like, poor Eddie. If Jerry sees this, he clowns.
Exactly, bro, and that's why I just don't be taking Eddie seriously because I'm like, bro, look at your build. You're a poor build.
Yeah, but definitely moving forward though, Toni Storm, AEW Women's Championship taking on Willow, NWGP Strong Women's Champion. How do you feel about this match? I knew the result. It was just writing on the wall, but competitive to a degree.
Yeah, it was competitive, but I already knew the outcome of this match before it even started. If we're being honest, the outsiders tried to make it a handicap match, but they ended up getting kicked from ringside. Like MJF, Toni Storm utilized the referee to her advantage and was able to hit Willow with the Storm Zero, which is a pretty lethal finisher for a female, bro. I like that finisher.
The power drive is intense.
Hell yeah, it shows you why she was a top talent in NXT for so long. But yeah, bro, this was a great match, but Willow didn't need this opportunity for real. I felt like they could have gave this opportunity to Sky Blue or anybody else. Like, why Willow? She already got a belt. She was about to be a dual champion after this pay-per-view. Like, come on now. Don't play with our intelligence. You pretty much just threw her out there to get beat up by Toni Storm. And that's pretty much what happened. What'd you think about the match?
Definitely. I feel like she was used as an obstacle to put in front of Toni Storm to overcome by herself. Like how you said, she used referee. She had to outsmart the situation because she had no outcast. And I feel like Toni Storm is in the trajectory that she's going with this heel route is perfect because I'm looking glad that she is the champ and it's not Saraya because it's like a catch-22 situation. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter were literally playing the same exact roles, but just good guy versions. And I felt like I love that Jamie Hayter was the world champ and not Britt Baker because Jamie Hayter has that hard hitting and Toni Storm's hard hitting.
Yeah, and they would have overplayed Britt Baker.
Exactly, and I feel like Britt Baker's taking this seat back because she brought the division that personality and prominence.
She set the tone.
No, she set the tone. So that's why she could chill, and she's letting everything just get right for her second reign to come around. And I feel like Saraya not holding the belt either. Thank you. Don't rush her. She's overcoming her health issues.
Yeah, like we said when she first came back, that cannot be rushed. That has to really take some time. That has to happen like around this time next year, maybe.
And the perfect thing I love is that she came in as a face and Britt Baker was a heel, but even though she got the win at the Revolution, she ended up turning heel shortly after. No, she ended up at Full Gear. She ended up turning heel after that, and that set the tone for everything else perfectly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because now we're rooting for Britt. I want her to get a payback on Saraya because she has the victory over Britt. And Saraya ain't been in the ring competing like that. She's just hosting, doing like mixed tag matches with Jericho here and there.
At the same time, they've been putting her off TV for whatever weird shit she's been doing. They didn't. I don't know. Well, I mentioned on the last show it might be sex related, but you said she might be sick. Yeah, from all the sex you've probably been having. That's why Tony was like, "Yo, you got to get off my TV, girl. You hot right now. You go crazy. You know you got a lot of porn on the internet. You, you out here touching kids and shit. We can't. You got to chill." No, I'm fucking around, but who knows? Who knows for real? What's going on with her?
I hope it's not that. I hope you're sick. And
I don't know how they allowed that shit to go down, bro. Y'all gonna fire Mandy Rose, but y'all gonna promote Paige after she just got a train ran on her.
Because is Me Too movement, they would have said sexual discrimination. That's her free time. How are you gonna discriminate her because she likes to have sex like that in her free time?
But it's on the internet. Why you under contract?
She didn't put it out there. It was your 2 male employees.
Oh, yeah, but still, I don't know. Who knows? I just hope she come back to wrestling. Like whatever outside shit you on, like you gotta chill. Because there's always some reason why you can't wrestle.
Yeah, I always want to see her wrestle.
And when she come back, I want to see her do singles matches, not tag matches.
Yeah, I'm tired of tag matches.
Yeah, fuck all that shit. And stay away from Ruby Riott. Stay away from her. She's bringing you down. She's bringing you down. I felt like if they would have stayed ringside, she would have lost Tony that match.
Maybe, because she just sucks.
Up next, we got the main event, the real main event.
No cap.
This is no cap on that. I'm going to be 100 with y'all. Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. This was an incredible match between greats in their own rights. They both were able to make each other bleed in brutal fashion, and it didn't take long for it to happen either. After that, they got in the ring and really beat the hell out of each other, exchanging suplexes, submissions, and moves that would probably end an indie wrestler's life. I'm going to just keep it real. I ain't never seen so many big moves like that and niggas still getting up and doing moves after. Like, you know, when you see a big move be done, usually
pause.
Yeah, like it gotta soak up. Like you gotta like let them breathe or something. But bro, they're doing move after move after move on each other. So it just shows you like the resilience of these men. Don comes back out after he got kicked from ringside, and he gives Will a screwdriver. Will obviously uses the screwdriver, hits Kenny with a Stormbreaker, and Kenny still kicked out. I was like, at this point, I was thinking to myself, like, yeah, Kenny might actually win this shit, bro. Will hits him immediately with the one-winged angel. Kenny kicks out again. I'm like, yeah, Kenny's definitely gonna win this match, bro. He not playing with this little nigga. Right. He's serious about it. So Kenny was able to muster up a little bit more offense after that, but would soon be reversed and led into a nasty ass Tiger Bomb by Will Ospreay, and immediately into a Stormbreaker. And that was all she wrote for Omega. This match was, again, incredible. And I believe Will actually deserved this win. I don't think he needed Dawn to win this match physically with Kenny Omega, but it helps that Dawn was involved for the storyline purpose. And again, like Booker T would say, Will got that dog in him, bro. He ain't nothing to play with. And that's also why I said, like, this match should have been the main event. Daniel's match was good, but it wasn't like this. Like, this had everything you possibly needed.
Physicality, story, rapid movement. I'm watching Kenny snap off Green Bay plunges, back flips, hit him with the elbow. He's just doing everything. He's in these knees to Will's face are so crazy. And it's not that none of that slapping shit that Bret Hart was complaining about.
It's legit. Yeah. These niggas is really trying to do each other bad.
And they're just fighting it out. And it's two gladiators just showing why, like, this is strong style. This is wrestling. Like, you can't. Kenny's snapping these suplexes off on Will. He's landing on the back of his neck. Oh my!
And they getting right up. Yeah. They get right up and getting to the next one and getting to the. Man, they was trying to kill each other.
I feel like you couldn't even rehearse this match. This is just them being so like
we know each other. We know what's up.
Like, you could do something, I know what I could do. So whatever I do, you counter for that. And whatever you do, I'm gonna counter for that. And we're gonna just play off each other. Because we already did something crazy in January.
Right.
This is June, 6 months later, 5 months later, actually. We're going to show them we can do something crazy.
I feel like they're going to have a rematch at All In.
They are. It's going to be the rubber match. Again, because Will's going to be in his home in the UK.
Yeah, and I think Willow's going to go over to like really solidify that it's his time.
You think so?
Yeah. I feel like it would be right, but I feel like he'll probably cheat to win.
Yeah, and I feel like Kenny be like, you bitch.
You're right.
Yeah.
And then that's going to lead to foe because they're going to do a best of 7. Just knowing Omega, he's in still a prime shape. They got to do a best of 7.
He gonna beat him.
But is that going to be before or after he go to WWE? Because Kenny ain't going to be there for that much longer playing around with y'all.
I don't think so. I don't think he'll go to WWE, bro.
I think he'll go to WWE
before he
bro.
go to WWE. I thought you were going to tell he's going to go to Japan.
Nah, bro. I think he's going to go to WWE.
Why do you think that?
Because WWE got money. They got that money. And Kenny Omega has won everything. It's like somebody in the NBA. I'm trying to put a name on it. Somebody in the NBA, and they done won championships hella early in their career. And at this point in their career, they're just trying to collect the bag. And I feel like that's Kenny Omega. Bro, we've seen this man hold more than 5 championships at one time. Has been to the top of these companies. Pretty soon, he just going to want that bag. And he know when he go over there, Trips ain't going to let him down. Trips going to do him right. And Kenny Omega's going to be at the top of WWE. And he going to be collecting that real bag, bro. Why? Because Roman going to be leaving soon. Cody going to need somebody to really turn this shit up with, along with Seth, because, Seth be talking that shit. So, man, we about to get a lot of good wrestling out of that. I feel like that's something that we can definitely possibly look forward to.
You want to push for that?
I would definitely push for that. Why not? Why not? That would turn us up even more over there. Bro, we'd probably have pay-per-views in Japan. WWE's already about to have Money in the Bank in London. Bro, they'll probably have Elimination Chamber or some shit out there in Japan. It could really set WWE up for international things.
I could see that in a sense, but at the same time, I don't want him to dwindle at all. Because every time he just steps in the ring, it means something. I've noticed that too with Kenny. He never wrestling and it's on some whack shit. Even when he's with this young buck shit that Don Callis hates. His matches all mean something to some degree. Whatever he's doing in the match means something. So I like the control he has over his character. But that'd be cool to see in a sense too. See what he could do in WWE. But
man, you can't tell me there's not some people in WWE you wouldn't want to see Kenny Omega go against. I know he'll have great matches against Finn Balor, AJ Styles, Sheamus. I want to see him go against Sheamus because Sheamus with that bullshit. He's with that bullshit. So you're not gonna do Sheamus any kind of way. But I want to see Kenny Omega suplex his ass in the fashions that Kenny would be doing it in. So Kenny Omega versus Bray Wyatt, we could possibly get that. LA Knight versus Kenny Omega. Yeah. Come on now. Up next, we got Sting, Darby, Nito versus Sammy, Jericho, and Suzuki. This was a silly ass match. I don't even want to really talk about this shit for real. But I will say this should have just been a one-on-one fade between Chris Jericho and Sting. I didn't need Darby Allin in the match with his chip paint red nails. I didn't need it in his booty shorts. I didn't need all of that. All right. And I didn't need Sammy being wasted in this match solely because he can do the highlights. Sammy is way better than just some highlights, man. Like, and
you're looking at these niggas different when you see them do the highlights, right?
Man, I just felt like Sammy was misused in this, and everybody was misused in this. It should have, like I said, it should have just been Sting versus Chris Jericho.
Absolutely, man. It's a horrible match. And now the time you've all been waiting for. The main event of Forbidden Door. The real representation of this Forbidden Door. We got Yusuke Okada taking on Bryan Danielson. And honestly, a lot of people felt like some people were saying, I want to say it's a 50-50 split. Some were saying this match didn't live up to it, and some were saying it did. Personally, me, watching that match, I felt as though that it did. Because you got to think, Daniel's matches are very technical, and we got to rewatch that match because Okada is no slouch himself. And he was able to hit the Rainmaker, but it's just that I feel like this match kind of emphasized how technically sound Daniel is. Not only to the fact this wasn't a kayfabe broken forearm that he survived while he had this match. Not only that, he led this man to tap out while he had one working hand. And he's gonna get into more and give a more in depth description of how Daniel made him tap out. But when we watched this Daniel Bryan at the time when he was in WWE go from the Yes Movement to being shut down to this Bryan Danielson rose back to prominence of like he may not be winning a big title, but you seeing how he's getting loved and admiration and respected as the real technical savant of his generation.
I
Like
mean, he's always have, bro. Like when I look back at some Daniel Bryan matches, bro, he had an entire arena. It didn't matter what arena and what state. He had the entire arena doing this every time, bro. He was getting some of the biggest push ever. That's what led to his first world
yeah,
championship.
but I want to, and that was organic too. That was on the last
So organic. And he's always got that all the way up until he tried to pull that vegan character out and was doing weird shit with the title. He came back with a plant-based WWE championship. So that's what really destroyed everything for him. But I mean, if he would have kept acting normal after that, he would have still got this same type of love.
Definitely. I feel as though he showed us that yes, I am the American Dragon for real, and Okada is like that, but I could beat him, and I will beat him. And I think this match is a setup for possibly I don't. It's not Wrestle Kingdom. I forgot what it's It's an upcoming New Japan event. I can see Daniel storming through when he heals and being like, "You want your rematch?" Or you know what I'm saying? And I could just see it going down. But what do you think about the match?
I felt like they were fairly evenly matched, regardless of the height advantage of Okada. Bryan got the upper hand in this match by playing like he was injured and then eventually hitting Okada with two running knees. And let's be real, Okada ate them bitches. And I think that's what really made Daniel turn up. Like, okay, nigga, you think that you better than me. Let me really show you. And then that's what led Bryan clamping on that label lock. And then not only that, but modifying the label lock and then tearing his ass up with the elbows. Pause. And eventually Bryan Danielson getting the win in this match, bro. This was an extremely dominant performance by him. I honestly wasn't expecting that because of all the hype that Okada was getting. They was making him sound like he was a world beater. He could definitely whoop Bryan's ass easy. I'm like, okay, let's see about it. And Bryan was like, let's see about it. And sure enough, that it was not what happened. Right. But yeah, man, like I said, this was a dominant performance by Bryan, and hopefully this leads to him getting in that world title picture again. And I feel like if he can figure out a way to get back in that picture, he ain't gonna come up short this time. He's got to get it this next time, bro. If he don't, then everything that he said about WWE and all this shit, well, it can't fully be true because the same thing happening to you over here. You get into the big picture, but you always losing to somebody lesser than. We appreciate everybody out there watching with us. Again, it's your boy, the franchise kid, franchise Jerry, and I got my dog with me.
Think I need a Fiji water. You know what it is, man.
And you guys have been watching Wrestling with Xotics. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, man.
Share this shit with the world, y'all.
And turn on your post notifications so you know every time we drop a track. And make sure you guys go check out our shop at pcfshop.myshopify.com. We got something for everybody on there, man. Guaranteed. Peace.